You're listening to the Evil Metal Gamers podcast.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Evil Metal Gamers podcast, and still on strike.
That's right. Welcome, guys. And today is November 18, 2018. This is episode number 54.
55.
My name is Jose Roldan. No.
55.
It's 54.
It's 55.
It's 54.
It's 55.
My name is Jose Roldan.
Right. Frank Barna.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's still episode 55.
It's not 55.
I just looked at my desktop. Episode 54 is on my desktop.
Are you serious?
Yes.
All right, episode 55. And you're listening to the Evil Metal Gamers podcast, where you hear all your geek news.
All week. Every week.
You got it. So, it's been an interesting week. There's not a lot to talk about. There's not that many games that I played.
I played Red Dead Redemption 2.
I played Red Dead Redemption 2. And I'll tell you a couple of things that I've seen in Red Dead Redemption 2.
But we're going to save that till the end.
Why don't we get that out of the way? Because I don't want to say that to the end. Let's just talk about the thing. Have you seen things?
I've seen the KKK.
You found the KKK?
Yup.
I found a witch's cabinet. Not cabinet, cabin. And you drink, they have like a boiling pot of whatever they're cooking. And you drink it and you pass out. And everything gets dark and you wake up like in somewhere else on the map. That's creepy as hell. I found a guy who's a wolf man.
Dude, there's so many secrets in this game.
Are you kidding me? A wolf man? And he throws wolves at me they come at me. He runs around like, I haven't seen him turn into a werewolf, but he runs around with wolves like Wolverine style. There's some crazy shit in this game, bro.
Well, I was riding my horse and somebody's like, you gotta use your back. And I go over and it's a bunch of Klansmen trying to put up a cross. And
what?
So I go and I hop off my horse and it's one guy telling two guys what to do. So I shoot the one guy who's telling them what to do and the cross falls on the other two and kills them.
I heard about this. I heard that you lose no honor by killing them.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah, I heard you can go batshit crazy and kill them all and it doesn't matter. And you're supposed to not live. If you let one live, though, you'll go and get more people.
Yeah, no. Not my game.
There's so much shit in this game. I was camping again. And this time, a crazy lady comes out of the woods. And she's mumbling crazy, like she's nervous. And she's like, oh, can I sit here with you? Oh, please. But you know when crazy people keep talking in one big giant sentence?
Yeah.
Like there's no pause. Mm-hmm. She talked for like a full-blown 2 minutes. And then you could either tell her to shut up, like you can antagonize her, or just listen. And the longer you let her ramble away, she's creeping the fuck out of me. And then the longer you wait, eventually she tells you, I don't like how you're staring at me. You remind me of my uncle. No! And she runs out into the woods again. What the fuck? I'm telling you, that's the second time a camp is interrupted. Because imagine Resident Evil and you're on the typewriter room where you feel safe. And then just something like that happens. It's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah. I haven't progressed too much because I'm always afraid that in the middle of the mission, my kid's going to cry or something's going to happen. So I've been just riding around doing little things.
Well, that stuff that's happening to me is not. It's just random stuff. I haven't told you anything about the story, but let me tell you.
I'm still in chapter 3. I think I'm getting close to ending chapter 3, but I'm in chapter 3.
I just fished an 18-pound fish, and it felt like I was 10 minutes fishing. I mean, Jesus. It takes a long time to fish that, but then I got the trophy. It was huge, and I put it back. I put it back.
Why
into
did
the
you
river.
put it back?
Because last time I got a fish, it was about 15 pounds, and I got like $4 for it.
But aren't you supposed to sell it? You don't wait. You didn't meet the taxidermist?
Yeah, I got $4 for it. I was like, I'm not fishing for this shit. I fished for the trophy, and I said that's enough. I send it back, and you get honor points. And the second reason I didn't get it is because I had a legendary moose skin on my horse. I don't know how big is the fish you've gotten.
Oh, dude,
what's the biggest fish?
I just found the spot to get the first legendary fish, and I can't catch them. I don't know why.
So there's a legendary fish? Holy shit! I need to see that. Well, either way, the fish is so big that it takes up the back of the horse, so you can't have a legendary skin and the fish. And I'd rather keep the legendary skin. But I heard rumors that if you lose the legendary skin,
it's gone forever.
I heard that the taxidermy, whatever the hell, he has it. Yeah, it'll still show up like you got it. I heard somewhere. I haven't tried it. I don't want to risk it. Because remember I told you I lost the grizzly outfit? The grizzly bear?
Yeah.
And when I went back, it said that I had it. And I was able to do the grizzly pants. Which I look like a complete idiot.
Yeah, I hate when video games do that. That's what I hate.
I don't know. Well, think about it, man. It's frustrating. Shit happens. I lost it because I fucking hit a horse. I hit a tree, like always. I've hit so many trees. One time I fell off a cliff and my horse was like seconds from dying and I had to revive it. I haven't shot my horse dead, but I want to try it just in case there's a trophy.
Yeah. I would steal a horse, bond with it, put it in your stable, and then
crash into something and then put it out of its misery.
Yep.
You know, the other thing is there's cows that you can skin for your camp, right? You need like you need 2 perfect skins of a cow.
Yes.
But if you kill cows, your honor system goes down. And obviously you're in private property and the farmer is either going to shoot at you or there are witnesses and then you become wanted. So I don't know how else to do it. Are there anywhere where there's cows roaming for free? Free out there?
I have no idea, man.
Exactly. Maybe. There's a lot of shit in this.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot.
There's a lot. This game, you can pass it and keep playing. And it has 2 epilogues, I heard. Did I say that right?
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I haven't passed it yet, but I read somewhere that it has an ending and an epilogue. 2 epilogues. So I'm dying to know what they are. Like I'm only, my imagination can take me so far.
Yeah, no. I agree.
All right. So, what did you want to talk about? You don't have a list. That's right. I have a list.
Well, first, I'm sad because this year was supposed to be the year we were going to travel out to California, and Evil Metal Gamers was supposed to go to
next year.
Yes, to do E3, but unfortunately, Sony's skipping the conference.
they're not just skipping the conference. They're skipping E3 altogether. There's no booth.
Yeah.
That is highly unusual because Nintendo skips the conference, but they have a booth. And all of a sudden I read somewhere that Nintendo's going to be in E3 this year. Now that Sony's not going to be there. So it's like a huge advantage for these other two companies that Sony's not going to be there. So what do you want to do? You want to talk about theories? Everybody keeps talking about PlayStation 5.
Okay.
I don't see why pull from E3 for PlayStation 5. I'll be honest. I don't see it. There's absolutely no reason that if indeed it is the PlayStation 5, why you have to pull from E3. It makes no sense.
Right.
If you do introduce a PlayStation 5, you definitely want to be in E3.
Well, from what I've heard, from what I've like read and whatnot, the big concept about skipping E3 for the PlayStation 5, one of them is that they're just going to do their own show. And they're just going to release their stuff later. The other one was that they're going to skip E3 and then next year utilize that platform to just steal the show.
Okay. It's a whole year of not talking about anything. That's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but
That's
at the
a PR
same
nightmare.
But at the same time, they have a bunch of things coming out, and people were pissed that I wasn't pissed, but a lot of people were pissed that they are like, this is just more of the same. And I'm like, did you guys see Xbox's conference? They showed Crackdown 3 again.
Well, I think people were pissed because they had to walk to 7 different theaters and then have to listen to the banjo.
Banjo's sweet, though.
Yeah, but you don't want to hear that in a video game conference. I don't give a shit how awesome that banjo player is. I'm there for video games. No. Just like Ubisoft always starts with Dance Dance Revolution.
Hey, man, gets the kids excited.
What kids?
Little kids.
There's a grown-ass man at E3. Ain't nobody in E3 playing Dance Dance Revolution. I could put money on it. They're all overweight men sitting there.
Which one?
Eating hot dogs. I don't think they're playing Dance Dance, but whatever. Either way, they're not going to be there. They're not going to have a booth. It's a big deal. And then that other game with the zombies. What's the name of that zombie game? The only zombie game that the PlayStation has an exclusive. It's
fuck. Days Gone.
Yeah,
Days
that's
Gone.
how. Days Gone is delayed again.
Till when?
By then, they delayed it again.
I thought it's coming out February, March.
No, they delayed it. It is delayed now to April 26, 2019. Are you kidding me? 2 more months? Listen, if this was a special IP, I would say, yeah, go for it. But I mean, I really don't. I don't give a fuck about the IP. And now you keep delaying it, and it's just making people lose interest in it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. It's that. Remember, that's not an Uncharted. That's not a Last of Us.
Well, we don't know.
Who makes this game?
I don't know. I'm excited for this. It's a new IP. It's a new game. And that's what gets me excited for it. That doesn't make it great. That doesn't mean it's going to be amazing. It's just what it is.
Who the hell makes it?
Sony?
Probably. I don't know. Can't find it. I mean,
And then the other
Go
thing
ahead.
is this. The other thing is that one of the biggest rumors is that this game, that a majority of the games are going to be on the 5.
Yeah. Well, Days Gone is coming out for PlayStation 4.
Right, but
Unless you delay it again, then I would start suspecting that it's going to come out for PlayStation 5.
with Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima,
I don't see what Ghost of Tsushima has to be in PlayStation 5. For what I've seen, it looks like PlayStation 4 can handle those graphics just fine.
yeah,
Seriously. I didn't see anything there that was better looking than Bloodborne. You know what I mean?
yes,
It looked like
Bloodborne.
Uncharted also. I think it's fine. PlayStation 4 should be fine. What I saw in Last of Us 2, when I saw that, I was like, this is no way this is coming out for PlayStation 4. When I saw it, I said that. I said, there's no way. Just by looking, you can tell that it looks too much for the PlayStation 4 to handle. The only time that I was wrong was when I saw God of War. But God of War is more linear than open world. Does that make any sense? Because it is
Yes.
more linear.
Yes.
The only time it's open is when you're out on the canoe. So that one can be pulled off. But I don't know. I don't know why. I agree with you in that aspect that they don't have to jump to PlayStation 5. They don't need to. This system, they're just getting the hang of it. But you're also thinking about the people who make the games that make PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 exclusives. But other companies, they have different plans. They're making things that PC can handle. So Sony has to catch up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not talking about exclusives. I'm talking about like Assassin's Creed. I'm talking about Battlefront, Call of Duty, Capcom games. They're thinking future-wise, and they don't want to be held back by console. This also goes for Xbox, not just PlayStation. And I feel like PlayStation and Xbox feel that heat, and they have, they have to try to keep up. And talking about that, other news, Mr. Burna, for those kiddies who have class with him, is getting a gaming laptop.
Yeah.
If I could put the Hallelujah song, I would.
Is that a copyright or something?
I don't know. Probably. Who knows? But it's good. I mean, you're getting a laptop because you wanted to do better for the podcast and stuff like that. But a gaming laptop with a GTX 1050, let me tell you, that's actually better than my. I remember I bought the Alienware. I don't know if you remember that. It's a little computer. That was
I know what an Alienware is.
That was a GTX 780. 780? No, GTX 750 Ti. So you're getting a GTX 1050.
I have no idea what that means, but go ahead.
It's obviously more powerful than what I had, and I was blown away by that little box. And you're getting a laptop with Windows 10. I've always wanted a gaming laptop. I think it's interesting, but we're gonna share Steam account, so you can play the games. You can play Borderlands. You can play what's that? BioShock Infinite. Oh my god! Wait till you see BioShock Infinite or what it looks like in PC. It'll melt your face off. Other news. Let's talk about Detective Pikachu.
Holy hell.
Is that a day one for you?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gonna be good. And Ryan Reynolds doesn't even have to curse.
I was laughing so hard. So fucking hard. I was laughing so hard because, okay, so growing up, I had so much animosity towards my younger brother that even if something was quote unquote good, I hated it just because.
So you hated Pikachu?
He loved it. Well, I hated Pokemon. I would not watch Pokemon. And I would sit there and watch my little brother watch Pokemon when Pokemon was almost over. Does that make sense?
What do you mean when it was over? Like when the episode was almost
Yes.
over?
Yes.
Oh.
And from what I remember, like, Ash got Pikachu, right? And Pikachu was not having it. He wasn't going to live in the ball. He was going to, do whatever the fuck Pikachu wants, right?
Yeah.
And, you'd always hear him say, Pika, 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 right?
Yeah.
But he was actually talking. And somewhere in the recesses of the back of my head, and my other character that I always think about is R2-D2. I feel like R2-D2 is literally a Lewis Black using the word fuck as a comma, just cursing up a storm, right? But because you don't know what the fuck he's saying, it's
only C-3PO. Wait, Luke actually knows too, right?
Well, Luke learned after a while, but he's always cursing, and I felt like Pikachu was always cursing at him. So when I heard Ryan Reynolds using the voice, and he goes, "Oh, here we go. I gotta explain this to you, but you don't understand what the hell I'm saying." I wish that this thing was rated R so that you could hear him curse out everybody.
I thought that too.
But I get it.
Because kids are going to go see it.
Oh, no, absolutely. And that's why it's great. But just that concept that it is Ryan Reynolds warmed my heart that much
this
more.
This movie's going to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Not only does it have Ryan Reynolds, but it's just Pokemon is such a big franchise.
It's not just that, though. It looks really well done.
Yes.
They look really well done.
They blend very well with the character.
People are sitting there and calling out the animation. They're saying that it's creepy, but that's kind of what they would... I feel like that's probably the closest thing that they would look like, no?
Yeah, of course. I saw Jigglypuff, and it looked really creepy. And it's funny because there was like a guy who fell asleep right on I think it was a bar stool or something like that. It looks really good. And
yes.
And they obviously did their homework. They didn't do some piece of shit Umbao version of Pokemon where they think they know the story or the characters. They actually did their homework on the characters, and they're actually putting a lot of Pokemon. I don't know much of them, but apparently there should be a lot of Pokemon in there, and they look awesome. Like Mr. Mime looked amazing.
I had no idea that was even a Pokemon, to be quite honest.
There are some weird Pokemons, bro. There are some really weird Pokemons. But it's in the mind of the Japanese.
There's this video of this guy, I think it's called like Honest Trailers, some weird nonsense like that. I can't remember.
Honest Trailers?
And this guy goes and names all the Pokemon and gives them like real world names. And it's funny as hell. I gotta find it now, and I'll tweet it out when I send the link. But yeah, man.
Excuse me. Oh my god. Whoa. I also saw the trailer for Toy Story 4.
I did not see that one.
It's just, they're both teaser trailers, but there's one that it's like stuffed animals talking in a carnival. And it looked amazing. The first thing I noticed was that they still have the plastic hanger or the hook on their heads. That's attention to detail right there. Because they hang him up. So when they're talking, you can actually see the plastic flapping up and down of the little hook still attached to them. But I'm not gonna say much. Go watch it if you get a chance. That was very interesting. And did I watch another trailer for another movie that's coming out? Wreck-It Ralph, bro.
Yeah, but Wreck-It Ralph's almost.
Wreck-It Ralph comes out next week.
So.
I just saw the latest trailer with the dark web. Oh, it looks so good. Oh my god. I am excited. I think I'm buying the tickets tomorrow. I want to make sure I can see that on Thanksgiving Day.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I heard Mario's coming out. I heard there's a lot of characters that are going to show up. A lot of Disney characters, as in Marvel superheroes and Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
Like, you see the Stormtroopers and shit.
Yeah, no, they got the money, man. Of course. They got the money. They know what they're doing.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that. So, talking about Star Wars, though, tell me about this Mandalorian for the Disney X.
The Mandalorian. Well, the Boba Fett movie officially is canceled as of right now. That woman, if you want to call her that, more like the spawn of Satan, Kathleen Kennedy, confirmed that they're not going to do the Boba Fett movie, and that their focus is going to be on the Mandalorian, which is based off of the planet that Boba Fett's father, Jango Fett, originated from. They've cast 2 people. Oh my god, I can't remember her first name. She was actually in Deadpool. She was in the Fast and Furious, I want to say 5.
Was she in Deadpool? You don't know.
No, I know who she was. She's the woman who's really strong.
Oh, the UFC fighter.
Yes, her last name's Karina. I can't remember her first name for the life of me.
Looking it up.
But she's cast as one of the characters. And then the other one is a guy I really, really like. His name is Pedro Pascal. He was in Game of Thrones. And for those of you who watched Narcos, he's in Narcos. He's actually going to be the lead character in this movie.
I'm surprised they got his head together for this movie.
in this show. Excuse me, it's not a movie, it's a show.
It's a show, that's right.
Yeah, and I don't have any... I always have doubts until I hear who is basically directing it, and Jon Favreau is directing it. Or he's in charge of it. So if he's in charge of it...
Yeah.
Yeah. And Disney's putting their name behind it. So it has all the signs of being something epic. I'm expecting a lot of good things. A lot of good things.
You say her last name is Carano?
Is it Gina?
Gina Carano.
Yeah, there it is. So she's going to be in it. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
She was a real UFC fighter. I mean, I might be wrong.
No, yeah, she wasn't. She was a real fighter. She wasn't UFC. It was another company called Strike Force that she fought for.
Strike Force, as in Deadpool Strike Force?
No, it was before Ronda Rousey got to the UFC. She fought in something called Strike Force.
And talk about
it's like go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Talking about the guy being in the movie The Mandalorians. When is the release date for this the Game of Thrones?
April.
And this is the last season. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, they already have the next thing lined up.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, it's called The Longest Night.
It's not.
Or something.
It's not here yet, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's not here yet.
Well, doesn't matter.
I know it's coming eventually.
And it's HBO, and it's the same guys who did Game of Thrones, so I don't have any issues with this whatsoever.
No. I can't wait, though. We're going to have to talk about an episode every day. I was gonna say, the Final Fantasy director, he quits. Final Fantasy 15. We didn't talk about this. He quits in order to make his own game. And
I'm okay. Go ahead. No, I remember.
This is what I'm gonna understand. The DLC is canceled now because he quit.
3 of the 4 DLCs are canceled. Yes, I forgot to bring this up last one.
4 of the DLCs because he quit. As in, the DLC was never made? I don't understand because
it was supposed to come out this year.
Because I saw the DLC for the Final Fantasy 14 coming out in Final Fantasy 15. It's a crossover. And you get costumes from Final Fantasy 14. And some of the characters and monsters go into Final Fantasy 15 where you fight them. So I wanted to know if that was canceled. Because I got the game and I really want to... Is the DLC free?
No. God,
so
no, it's not going to be free.
That? But the guy quit.
You got to pay for that.
Do it for free. I mean, I understand he quit. I mean, he wants to do his own game. So, I mean, you can't blame him. But that doesn't mean cancel the DLC if it was already being made. Hajime Tabata.
Dude, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. I'm so over I'm so over these.
I understand, but I mean, everybody gets upset when people leave. Like Kojima left, but Kojima, he wanted to do better things, and I think Kojima's big mistake was sealing his contract with with Sony. Not that Sony has never been good to Kojima, but I feel that he jumped from one contract to another.
Yes and no. He did jump, but he had offers. Everybody wanted him, but he wanted the freedom. That was his biggest deal.
I guess if you think that's freedom, I hope it's freedom for him. But
it is freedom. That's the big deal.
But what I'm saying is that he quit in order to do something better, to have the freedom that he wants. So if the Final Fantasy 15 guy wants to do it, then fuck it, go for it. Give me something awesome. Just don't quit and do a piece of shit. Because I know there was a Final Fantasy creator. I don't remember what his name was. He went and he made a game for Xbox. The Odyssey, I think it was called. Do you remember this game?
Vaguely.
And it was the biggest horse shit in the world. Like, if you want to give the resources to Square Enix, that's fine. But if you're going to go solo, give me something good. Bungie leaves Xbox, it does Destiny. And people are going to argue about this, but Destiny sucks. It's like, I understand that you don't want to be connected to these companies and you want to do your own thing, but can you guarantee the exact same awesomeness? Pixar was about to leave Disney and then it chose to stay. They were going to pack their shit and leave because Disney doesn't own Pixar.
Right.
But they chose to stay. And I feel like if Pixar leaves, could they do the same? Could they come up with awesomeness while they're with Disney?
I mean, they're great. It's one of those things. They're great. They make great things, but Disney's also paying you.
Exactly. Disney's paying you. There was another company, I don't remember who it was, that left and what about those Call of Duty guys? Didn't they leave and make something else?
Yeah, they made Titanfall.
Oh, Titanfall. See, sometimes they do some awesome games.
And Titanfall's great. Their big mistake was that they went straight for Xbox. They signed the Xbox exclusivity.
I know.
With, there was multiple things that was the problem with the first Titanfall. It was Xbox exclusive. It was also on PC, but it was Xbox exclusive. And at the time, PlayStation was stealing all the online gamers.
This was in PlayStation 4 era, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It went straight. It was on the Xbox One.
But hey,
And then, also was that Titanfall was strictly online. It was only online. There was no campaign mode. So they went back, redid it, but then EA screwed them in the second aspect by sandwiching it in between Call of Duty and
oh my god,
Battlefield 1.
Game.
Yeah, no. I'm one of the 6 people that got it. And it's one of the
got it.
It is
Go ahead.
It is one of the best shooters I've ever played. Literally one of the best first-person shooters I've ever played.
It is. It's really good. And I hope for 3, that's going to be amazing. But 3 is probably going to be PlayStation 5. And
yeah,
Xbox,
probably.
Whatever the fuck you call it. So, Devil May Cry coming out for Netflix.
With a possible crossover in the Castlevania.
Castlevania. I don't see how there's going to be a crossover.
Well, we didn't talk about this one either.
Devil May Cry takes place in modern times.
Yes.
So I don't see how there could be a crossover. I mean, I might be wrong. I don't know. But I actually started, after our friend Dylan suggested, well, he said that he loved season 2. I started watching Castlevania, and it's not bad. And you don't like the animation, but I thought it was okay.
The animation is trash.
It's not trash.
It is straight trash.
It's not Ninja Scrolls, but it's not bad.
No, it's not even. It's not even. No. But it isn't even late 80s Dragon Ball Z. It's worse than that.
I don't think so. Dragon Ball. First of all, Dragon Ball Z didn't come out in the 80s, but
yeah, it did.
No,
Dragon Ball Z, late 80s.
Dragon Ball Z's in the 90s, bro.
In the 90s in the United States.
No, you're talking about Dragon Ball.
No, Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z
came out in the 80s.
Jesus Christ. You haven't even watched the series and you're telling me the time?
What, Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, have you watched the series?
I know of this series. I didn't like this series. It was, to me, Dragon Ball Z is probably an hour long.
The first episode, you're right. The first episode was 1989. But it's more of
Told you, dude.
1989, Frank, that's 1 year. It's more of a 90s series.
No, when I think 90s, I'm thinking 95, 96, not 1990.
Are you kidding me? Are you using rounding on decades? You're rounding off decades?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but Dragon Ball Z lasted 10 years.
Did it?
Yeah, it lasted a long time. Do you know how much fillers they put in that shit?
I know, that's why it sucks.
Well, that's what old Japanese animation shows do. They put fillers.
No, watch Cowboy Bebop. There's
Once
no
again, you bring Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop lasted a year.
2 years. It was 2 seasons.
That's not an actual series, Frank.
26 episodes.
26 episodes. That's not a series to me. That's once American season.
Yeah, it's Japan.
It's Japan, but you keep comparing it to that. That's not how it is anymore. Shows.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about shows that last 5, 7, 10 years. That's what they do. They do fillers. You keep bringing Bebop. Bebop was 2 seasons. Death Note was 1 season.
No, Death Note was 2 seasons.
Exactly. And if you think about it, Ghost in the Shell has fillers also. The Ghost in the Shell series.
I didn't watch I've watched episodes. Seasons. Right. Your argument is becoming more flawed as you speak.
No, because they're showing,
go through
all Japanese animations have fillers.
No, man. The Trigun.
How long did Trigun last?
I think Trigun's another show that's 26 episodes.
But you do know what a filler is, right? Is Trigun based on a manga? Possibly. So have you read the manga?
No.
So then how could you... let me finish. How can you debate with me that there is no filler if you never read the manga?
Because Dragon Ball Z, this is what I'm talking about, filler. When you say filler, the show is like, next time on Dragon Ball Z, will Goku be able to defeat Vegeta? And then it goes, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Goku was in peril against Vegeta. That shit is bullshit. It's so garbage.
A filler is when they add story in between the actual manga. When you read the manga, it has a story, right?
Okay, so then we're talking two different things.
Point A,
even still, though.
Point A from point B. But
right, but even still.
They put point A B, point A, B, C, point A, B, D until you get to point B. That's what I mean by fillers. They put in stories that are not part of the manga in order to stretch out. Like Naruto, I was able to finish Naruto if I read all the mangas, I read it like in 2 months. But if you watch the show, it'll take you at least a year. Because there's so much garbage in between. And then that shit, what I meant, Frank, is that's the shit that has really bad animation.
What?
The extra shit.
But once again, there's no excuse for how bad this animation is.
Castlevania?
Yes.
How many episodes did you see?
There's no excuse.
There's 4 episodes. How many episodes did you see?
There's 4 episodes?
In season 1, yes.
I watched...
There's 4 episodes. How many did you see? In season 1?
Maybe 2. I saw where Dracula gets his rage from.
Did you see when he fights the Cyclops?
No.
Did you see when he fights the son of Dracula?
I just said where Dracula gets his rage from.
No.
Nobody fought Dracula.
No, the son of Dracula. Because Dracula's not really the main character, the hero, or whatever the fuck you call it. Either way, I will agree with you that the animation is sloppy,
bad.
but I like the story. The story's interesting. It has good lore and it has good acting.
And don't get me wrong, I can imagine that it does have good lore and good acting, right? And when you want to argue with me, because you brought up the fact that I can play a game with lesser graphics as long as the story's good, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that that this animation is as bad as graphics in the 80s. We're not talking about a video game that came out today and I want to play a game with Nintendo 8-bit graphics. Because that would be the comparison.
Okay.
Do you see?
I see what you're saying.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But you need to understand where they go and
it's
they have
so
to cut,
bad though.
Frank, they have a fucking due date. If they take as long as Cowboy Bebop took to produce the show, it would take them. You told me it was 2 seasons, right, for Cowboy Bebop?
Yes.
So if you look at the release dates of Cowboy Bebop, it came out in the shore aborted first run of April 3,
1996.
96.
Boom. See, I know my shit.
Okay.
God damn.
Okay, when did the show end? Season 1.
That's information that I don't know.
It says here it ended in 98, bro. It took 2 years to finish 1 season. Do you see what
How many episodes?
26 episodes.
Oh, that's it. That's both seasons.
But do you see what I'm saying?
That's both seasons.
So that's even worse if it's 1 season. But do you see my point? They took their time with Cowboy Bebop, and I admit that the animation is awesome. I'm not disagreeing with you. The animation sucks, but these days, in order to get a show out, at today's standards, you're thinking of back then when anime wasn't that big, when it was acceptable for a show to come out.
I'm sorry, man, but if like you can't tell me like I want you to. This is what I want you to do. I want you to look at Sunrise Entertainment. Sunrise Entertainment. They make a plethora of anime, but they went and I believe they started with Trigun. From Trigun, they went to Cowboy Bebop. From Cowboy Bebop, they went to Wolf's Rain. From Wolf's Rain, they went to Samurai Champloo.
Okay, and how long did each season last? How long did each season take to come out?
They have an ending. Like
they do have an ending, but how long does it take for them to finish one season? Is what I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know.
It takes them years.
But like I said, there's no excuse for this nonsense.
It is an excuse because they're going.
No, that's not.
You're forgetting that today it's a faster pace. This is why nobody.
Right.
This is why nobody does 2D anymore, Frank. Because you don't.
But that doesn't mean.
But this is why they don't do 2D because it's an unrealistic timeline for it to be finished on the time that the companies want you to or what are your production. Do you? I'm just trying to see if you understand what I'm saying. Back then, they could tell you, "We want you to do one season, and you have 2 years to make it." Now they tell you, I want you to do one season and I want you to release it in 6 months. Do you understand? You have to cut shortcuts because that's the only way you can do it. Have you ever noticed? I'll give you
how bad everything is.
I'll give you a good example.
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Straight dog shit.
From the 80s. Hold on, I'm not done. Maybe because you're younger than me. When Ninja Turtles came out, the first 3 episodes, the animation was superb. The first 3 episodes. After that, it was total garbage. They always do the best animations because they give you all the time in the world. That way you get people hooked. And it goes like that for X-Men too, the Saturday morning cartoon. And also work for Spider-Man. Hell, even Dark Knight, the animated series. Batman, the animated series. The first 3 episodes.
But the Batman, if you look at it, Batman the animated series, it wasn't really high def drawing. It was more American like a cell shaded. Yes.
But what I'm telling you is that's one of the reasons that you barely see 2D these days. That's why they go CG. Because
that's fine. Go CG, but the thing is, do better.
But they can't because they don't give them enough time. They don't give them enough time. They can't. They don't get enough time. Do you know how long it takes to make one second of a frame? Have you ever done animation? How long it takes? It takes a long time, bro. A long time. It's hard work.
But you're giving excuses for something that doesn't need an excuse. Do better because we have. You've seen the anime of It, right?
It?
With the clown. The anime of the clown.
The anime. It was an
somebody made it.
But that was a shortcut.
Right. Do that. That's what those animes did back in the day. That's what I'm talking about. Do better. Because that anime literally was the same picture. They moved the camera. They manipulated it to make it seem like it was moving, but it was literally a still photo.
Okay.
So like I said,
it wasn't an animation.
Do better.
It was just one picture.
That's fine.
But that's
what I'm talking about.
That's not animation.
Yeah, it is. That's how Japanese animation works. When you watch something like Ninja Scroll, go back and watch Ninja Scroll. The arm doesn't move, the camera moves.
Do you
like what they did is they layer the photos.
I understand, but that's not animation. That is a cheat sheet. in order to do
but that's how you.
That's what you're missing.
Right.
The point is that you're saying it's a bad animation, but that's not animation.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That looks better than what they're putting out there.
Which I agree, it does look better. But once again, that is not
that hard
animation.
Hey.
When you have two people fighting with swords, you can't do those effects. You can't do the one cell shade and then you have the person talking and then you just have one little frame of the hand moving by zooming in. You can't do that when you have two people fighting with a sword. That's animation. When you have to do actual movement. You understand what I'm saying? You're talking about a specific scene, but animation is actual movement. And the best that I've ever seen was Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and
but you're talking film.
Yeah, because I'm just giving you a comparison. Hell, every single Disney movie that came out in the 90s has spectacular animation, but they also have years to make it.
Right.
Years to make it. But I agree with you.
Right.
I'm not like once this conversation, it sounds like I'm disagreeing with you. I agree the animation is not that good. 100%. But you're asking for them to do something in a small time, and it's not easy. It is not easy.
Yes, it is.
Not a show like Castlevania where it's all fighting.
No, it's not.
It is.
I watched the entire first episode, and it was them in a laboratory, and it was her walking, and it was him talking about how he loves her and that he's appreciative of all this science that she's doing, and then they thought she was a witch. And they burned her at the stake.
And I'm talking about the fighting between him and the Cyclops, him and the demons. The fighting between him and... That's actual animation. That's actual animation.
That's going to take longer. But majority of the show is just talking heads. And if I can't get past that because it's so bad, I can't watch it. It goes back. Like, my students told me Tokyo Ghoul was such a great show. Once again, it was dog shit animation.
Because it probably has a small time to do it. Once again, you're talking about shows that they give them 2 years to make. Is that the animator's fault that they're getting less time than Cowboy Bebop did?
To figure out a way to make it better.
You can't make it better when you have less time.
I go back to the clown.
What do you...
I go back
No, that's just one
to the
scene.
Clown. That's fine.
And there was no even talking. There was no movements in the mouth. There was no movements in the mouth. No.
Right.
That is not animation. But that's not animation. That is not animation, Frank.
But that scene is better than the hour that you sat there.
But that's a scene, Frank.
That's fine. You're not listening. You stop talking. Listen to me. I'm talking scene, right? I'm talking a scene. A majority of the show is scenes. I'm not talking about the fighting. You're talking about a fighting scene. I'm not talking about the fighting scene. I'm talking about from moment to moment when they're talking, when they are producing a story, when they are giving dialogue. You do not have to reinvent the fucking wheel. It's not that hard. Do better.
And then I'm telling you, stop saying animation. Say, you need to do better directing and better form of editing over animation. Until you don't understand what the word animation means, you are wrong. You need to be saying, until you do better editing and better directing, then I will agree with you. Animation is movement of art. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with you, but you have to say you need better directing and you need better editing of the specific scenes, not animation. Animation is movement of art, where you take several pictures, you put them together, and it comes to life. And you keep bringing it as an example. It was not an animation. It was a scene of one drawing where it was directed perfectly in order to give it a feeling of film. I agree with you 100%. They can do much better. If they can pull that off with one picture, then yes, I agree. But please stop saying animation. Animation is drawings that come to life.
You have Hulu, don't you? You have Hulu, don't you?
I do have Hulu, yes.
I just want you to go back, pick, and you're talking. You keep going back to this one episode. This one episode of the first couple episodes are really well done. I want you to take an older episode of Cowboy Bebop, like episode.
Frank, I'm not disagreeing with you.
14, but just watch how simple it. Like, because that's the thing. Watch how simple it is, and then and then go and watch that dog shit that's Castlevania.
I'll watch it. But I understand. I'm just trying to tell you that you need to stop saying the animation is bad, because when you say animation, people are thinking actual live movements. And what you're telling me, what you keep comparing, is those scenes where they're just talking. Okay. Well, they're just talking. It's not really full-blown movement animations like a Miyazaki animation. That is a masterpiece of animation. Or a Disney movie. Hell, fucking Lion King. That's all I'm saying. I agree. It's not the greatest production.
Dude, I watched, I don't know if I brought it up, but when I had surgery, I watched Akira again. And holy shit, is that movie great?
And sometimes I wonder if they had thousands of people working on that movie, because it takes so long to get one fucking frame to make, and there's so much going on. And it was so much movement that I knew for a fact that you needed to have at least 1,000 pictures per frame or something like that. It's because it's so live and so much detail that there's no way one person, that a group of 10. But then I see a movie like Howl's Moving Castle that was done by the team of, am I saying his name right? Miyazaki?
Yeah, I think so.
The team is 20 people.
But Miyazuki, a lot of his stuff is motion of camera, right? Like when a castle's moving or something like that. It's like he only creates, like if it's the horse, I can't remember. I think it was
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, where it wasn't the horse. Was she riding a wolf?
She was riding a
wolf. Or was she riding a horse?
She was riding a wolf.
It was an overhead view of her riding a wolf.
Yeah.
There's only so many gallops, and then they copied and pasted. They made like a GIF.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then you see something like the pork, I say pork, that's my fault. The pig that was contaminated. And not only did that have animation, but it also had animation on the worms that were moving around too. So do you know how complex it is to be able to make a movement of a character, and then it has other animations inside? There's a term for that. I haven't been in school for a long time, but there's animation. I mean, there's animation in the animation. For example, somebody walking in a outfit that has a sword and a lantern. As the character walks, so does the lantern, and so does the sword, right? It makes two different types of movements. So that means you have to make the animation of the character walking, the character of how the lamp is going to react, and the sword. That is complex.
Well, I'm not denying that. I wonder how many times it's layered, though. Does that make sense?
Probably a lot, because Akira was very smooth.
Like that
Akira was.
That's the only way. That's the only way that I could see it getting done. Because you create the pig and you create that full motion, and then from there you go bit by bit by bit and create the worms on another layer.
Probably. I mean, they cheat more than they used to back then. Back then, I mean, I could tell you that Akira was not done like that.
Oh,
but
no.
now there's ways with computers. There's ways to cheat.
But
Ghost in the Shell.
Cheating and creativity go hand in hand, man.
No, you're right. But I'm talking about like now the computer helps. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps a lot.
I won't deny it, but do better.
I hope I haven't seen season 2, but I mean, I'm assuming that as the budget gets bigger.
And I'm not knocking the story. Like, I mean, my entire concept is and I just can't get past it. Like, I glaze over. I literally just glaze over.
I agree, man. I just feel bad for those animators. Like, if one of them is listening to this podcast, it's like, I understand. The director came up to you and said, we need to have 4 episodes in 3 months. And, you need to not go over on overtime. So it's like, what am I going to do? So they went, I mean, to me, that type of drawings looks like Saturday morning cartoon type. It's shitty animation.
Dude, Teen Titan looks better than that.
Teen Titan? Which Teen Titans?
Saturday morning cartoon. Teen Titan Go.
Oh, I love Teen Titans Go. The animation is spectacular. And I'll tell you, one of the best animations right now on cartoon show would be Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty's animation is beyond comprehension how well they do it. Family Guy, they cheat. You could tell the Family Guy is just one frame.
Oh, absolutely.
And you just see the mouth movement. But then you see something like Bob's Burger where it has a lot more animation.
Yeah.
And then, of course, The Simpsons also has more animation. But Rick and Morty, which I'm still upset that you haven't watched.
Yeah, I'm gonna power through it over Christmas break.
I hope so, because I know you'll like Rick. I know that Rick will probably be your favorite character.
Yeah.
We've been talking for an hour. I didn't think it was
about
possible.
Animation. Real quick, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Dark Souls himself.
Hitaka Miyazaki. Hitaka Miyazaki.
Congratulations, sir. Lifetime Achievement Award. You've now entered the realm with the great Hideo Kojima.
Who else?
And the creator of Pokemon, the creator of Zelda.
Isn't that Miyamoto?
And I'm not sure. Miyamoto's not in that list.
I thought Miyamoto was the one who made Zelda.
No, somebody else made Zelda. Because I went through the list.
Shit.
If you go through the text message, Dylan puts the names of the people who've received the award.
What are they getting it for directing video games?
I think just overall creation. Directing, creating.
Listen.
I mean,
I understand what you're going to get with Miyamoto, but he deserves it too. Because even though to you the games suck, there's a lot of thought into the way those games are designed. There's a lot of thought into it might be a kid's game, but he puts a lot of thought into detail into that game. I mean,
yeah, man.
So he deserves it. I mean, I'm happy for the Dark Soul guy.
Yeah, so am I.
No Americans yet?
I think there was an American on there. I didn't see the list.
You know they're gonna give it to what's his name? Mortal Kombat.
Todd Howard.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Ed Boon.
I think they give it to Ed Boon over Tom Howard, but I mean Tom Howard might get it. But Ed Boon's been around for longer. I think lifetime achievement has to be for people who've been around a while,
for 20 years plus. Yeah.
And Ed Boon's been around.
I feel bad for John Tobias.
Why?
John Tobias was the second co-founder of.
Wasn't he the one who screamed Toasty?
I think so. He actually made a fighting game on Xbox that was really unique and creative. Well, it was on the original Xbox. It wasn't on 360. It was on the original Xbox, and it was really interesting. And it died.
So him? Did he disappear too?
Yeah,
Really?
I
So
think.
the last game he made was Mortal Kombat 3.
No, 4.
Wow. Wow, I didn't
But
know that. I thought he was still part of the team.
I think he left because when he left the Mortal Kombat franchise, dude, it was hard for the Mortal Kombat fans for a while there.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then they brought it back.
You had that, and then it got hard again. That Mortal Kombat versus DC, God, that game was a fucking shit show.
I remember. I
hated it. And then I remember I remember seeing the trailer for Mortal Kombat 9, and it was like alpha footage. It wasn't even the fully fleshed out game, and it just looked like Mortal Kombat 2 remastered. And I was like, I can't wait for this. And then it went into what became Mortal Kombat 9. Oh, so great.
I'll tell you one thing. It's clear that Marvel vs. Capcom is dead. It's not coming back. It's done. So I think that if Ed Boon could just somehow pitch so he can make a game of Marvel fighting, that would be great.
He couldn't do it. Disney's not gonna let him.
Why? There's no killing in the DC one. There's no fatalities.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd want to attach their name to it.
Why?
It'd be so great. It'd be so great.
There's no harm in trying, because if they saw how, I guess maybe it's because he already touched the DC shit. It could be that. But I mean,
but so is Legos.
Yeah, but there's a DC Marvel, there's a DC and Marvel Lego game.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, there are Lego DC and there's Lego Marvels. No, there is a Lego. They're Lego villains.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So then why not let the guy direct it? Because I think it'd be great. He doesn't have to do any killing. There's no killing.
God, it'd be so good.
Killing in Injustice. In fact,
So
I mean, how hypocritical of Disney to not want killing, since most of Marvel characters kill. Hulk kills. Wolverine kills. Deadpool kills. Punisher
Deadpool.
kills. I mean, they all kill.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the first fucking Disney MCU movie, Iron Man, he goes out to the fucking wherever the hell Al-Qaeda was, and he fucking auto-aimed on 5 guys that were holding a hostage, and he killed them all headshots. A lot of people forget about that.
I don't.
You don't see killing in much of the Disney movies now, but I remember Iron Man 1, he killed a bunch of terrorists. No problem.
Yeah.
One shot. He took one of the leaders and left him to get killed by the village.
Yep.
If that's not dark for Disney.
Street justice,
Street
baby.
justice,
That's what we call
exactly. So don't fucking sit there and criticize. Dumbo is gonna make me cry next year.
Fuck that.
Did you see the trailer?
Man. Don't need to. I'm not gonna see it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
That movie needs to be released on Mother's Day to make money.
Do not need to cry like that. I do not.
That is a Mother's Day movie.
Go to hell, man.
I'm telling you, that is a Mother's Day movie. Put that shit on Mother's Day, it'll make money. I'm telling you, that trailer, I read it on a BuzzFeed. It says the new Dumbo trailer is gonna make you want to call your mom.
Of course it is. No, fuck that, man. Don't need to see that.
And then the Lion King movie should be released on Father's Day. I'm telling you, those are the perfect times to release those type of movies where on Father's Day you see Mufasa get killed. Makes you want to call your dad.
Yeah.
I'm Disney, you need to listen. Bambi, Mother's Day. Perfect Mother's Day movie. See how there's great movies. That's so fucked up. Bambi on Mother's Day, you take your mom to see it. Bambi's mom gets shot. That's fucked up. Anyway, are we good? I think we got it.
We're good.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Once again, we appreciate all the love. If you want to contact us at evilmetalgamers@gmail.com or get a hold of us at Twitter, where Frank will most likely answer you immediately at evilmetalgamers. Thank you so much, guys, and take care.
Shout out real quick shout out to VFO Gamers. They've been hitting us with the likes and retweeting us. Appreciate that love out there, guys.
Thank you. Yes, we appreciate that. That actually helps a lot. All right, guys, take care.
Love, peace, happiness.